back to my channel. I wanted to do a reading vlog because I haven't done one in very long time and I just felt like doing one again. So today is Friday night to be exact, so I have the entire weekend and I was hoping to read a lot, though I don't know how much I will actually read, but we're hoping that we're going to read a lot. So I think I want to read fantasy books. I'm not sure, I might not, because I'm a very big mood reader, so maybe after the book that I'm reading right now I might pick up something different. But yeah, the feel and the vibe currently is fantasy because the book that I'm reading right now is Mistborn book 1. It's the Final Empire, the first book by Brandon Sanderson. I have been wanting to get into Brandon Sanderson for the longest time possible, but I don't know, never thought like it was the right time because it's such a huge universe. So if you don't know, all the books that Brandon Sanderson has written are in a single universe, which is called the Cosmere. So there are a lot of books, sort of series, and the Mistborn trilogy, the first Mistborn trilogy is the first series, and I finally started it. I might have said a few things about this book in my wrap-up, but I think I'll say again, just a little brief go over. So Mistborn is obviously an epic fantasy. We follow a universe where there is a lord ruler and there are the nobility, the noblemen, and then there are the ska, who are like slaves, right? They're treated very badly, and that is a general hierarchy that there is in this universe. And one main thing that differentiates between the nobility and the ska is that they have access to the magic system of this universe, which is called allumancy. The magic system in this is actually very interesting. It's related to metals, okay? So like the nobility and the noblemen, some of them are called mistings, like in the sense that they can burn a certain metal and then have the power that you get by burning that metal. For example, if I burn tin, then I'm a tin eye, right? I can see a lot of things more clearly, like, you know, like a vampire sees. And a few of these nobilities, they have the power to burn all of the metals that are available and have all of those powers, and they're called Mistborns, right? Mistborns. They're like really powerful. And obviously in this universe, because the ska are being treated as slaves by the nobility, there are going to be cases where they're bastards, right? So there are a few scars as well who do end up being mistings or mistborns, and this book follows Vin, who's a member of a ska thieving crew. So she's essentially a ska, but she's actually a mistborn as well, and then she gets recruited in this crew who are all full of ska mistings and ska mistborns, and they're going to try and they're going to plan on overthrowing the final empire, which is the empire, the lord ruler and the nobility and all of that stuff. That's all I'm going to say about this book. Is I think about the plot, as little as you know, is going to be really good. I think just knowing about the fact how the magic system works is enough for you. It was enough for me to get excited about the book, and it definitely has been worth it. I have been enjoying this book a lot. For me, the best part about this book has been its characters. I love them so much. I genuinely love them so much. I don't want to say anything more about the book, honestly, so I'm gonna go read more. I'm on page 542 and there are around 640 pages, so I have around 100 pages left. Hopefully I'll finish this tonight. If not, then maybe tomorrow morning, and then we will pick up our next book. But yeah, for now I'm going to get back to this, and then I'll give you my final thoughts once I'm done with the book, because I've seen a lot of people react very at the end of the book, so I'm waiting to see when that happens, how that happens. But yeah, I'll let you guys know more about it. It's a few days later now. It's Sunday night and I have a few updates. So I finished Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson and I'm a little sad. I loved this book, okay? Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it very much, okay? But it just wasn't a 5-star read for me, I think. Like, it was a good 4.5, solid 4.5 stars. But that's what makes me sad, because all the reviews that I read about this book, the reviews I saw, all the like reading blogs I saw for this book, people were like getting emotional towards the end. They were crying, they were giving it a 5 stars. And I just did not have that same reaction for some reason, and I don't know why. I think I do know why. I think the writing style that Brandon Sanderson has, I think, is a little factual, you know, like this is happening and this is happening, this is happening. And I think, I'm not sure, okay? And I think that is why I was not able to connect with a lot of things that were happening towards the end, in the sense that I could appreciate them, that, oh, this is a good twist for the plot, it is a good story, but I wasn't getting emotionally affected by the things that were happening. Actually, that's wrong. I think I'm being a little too harsh. I was getting emotionally affected, but not that much. I think this book was overhyped for me, is what the thing is, because I saw so many people reading this book, and towards the end of like this much of the book, they were like crying and having really physical reactions, and I was not. So I think maybe I was a little expecting too much out of this book. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But still, I think I'm giving a very negative review. This book is genuinely amazing. Don't get swayed by what I just said. You should definitely pick this book up if you want a good epic fantasy. And the best part about Brandon Sanderson, I think, is there are just so many books. If you did not like this, I'm pretty sure you like something else. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna, if I did not find this book a 5-star, I'm not gonna stop reading Brandon Sanderson, because I'm pretty sure going ahead in the series or some other series by Brandon Sanderson, I'm definitely going to find a 5-star read, because he has the creativity to make this amazing universe, a very interesting universe with so unique magic systems and all that thing. So I would definitely recommend this book to everyone who wants to get into a big epic fantasy series. So yeah, that was our first book for the video. Now I wanted to keep the fantasy vibe going on, so I was wondering what book to pick up, and I actually had a few choices in mind. I was thinking about Vicious or Half a Soul or the second book in Mistborn, but I decided not to buy a new book and just read a book that's been on my physical TBR for a very long time now, and that is Dune by Herbert. I have been wanting to read this for a very long time. Ever since I watched the second movie, I've really been wanting to read the book, because the first movie was good. I wouldn't say it was my favorite movie ever, but it was genuinely good. Like, I've watched it twice, and then I watched Dune Part 2 in the hall, like in the movie hall, and I loved it so much, and I just knew that I had to pick up the books, because I'm sorry, I cannot wait another year to find out what happens next. So I decided to pick up the series, but I wanted there to be a good gap between me picking up the books and me having watched the 2 movies, you know. So I think that this time was a good time to start. I started it last night, and now I'm on page 225, which is the second part. I'm actually reading it on my Kindle, because this book is my brother's, and I feel like the binding is gonna come out anytime, and I don't want to have that conversation with him. So I'm carrying both the things. I sometimes read the physical copy, but mostly I'm reading on my Kindle, and I think it shows the percentage, right? Yeah, so I am 39% through the book. That's a good chunk. And yeah, initial thoughts, I am definitely enjoying it a lot. Is it different from the movies? I would say yes and no, right? So the scenes in the movie are all the scenes that are there in the book, but I feel like obviously they're way more detailed, and the conversations are much longer, and you know, the politics being discussed is more in depth in the books, because you don't have that much time to show it in the movies. But I still think it's great. One thing though I noticed, I literally this much of the book, right, just this much into the book, and there was something, I don't want to give a spoiler, but I'm just gonna say there were a few things that we got to know at the end, or at the end, but in the second movie, but those things are there literally within this much of the book. So that was a little shocking for me, honestly, because I was like, what, they knew the entire time? But in the movie it was such a, you know, major event when we got to know about this thing. So that's just making me even more curious about what all stuff is there in the book that was not there in the movies, or how some things are different in the book as compared to the movies. And yeah, I'm just having a great time, honestly. I've read quite a lot. This is like in 24 hours I've read this much. I don't usually read this much. Obviously it's the weekend, I don't have my any work to do, but still I am really loving this book. I'm gonna read more of it. And then obviously from tomorrow, today is Sunday, right? I don't know if I mentioned it, but tomorrow is Monday, so I have to work again. So yeah, maybe I'll speak to you guys in a few days when I've gone through another major chunk. Yeah. Wednesday now. It's Wednesday night. It's been some time and I have a few updates, so I wanted to share. I've read quite a good chunk of the book now and I'm actually on part 3, The Prophet. And yeah, this is around page 412 in the book, and on my Kindle 67% of the way through the book, right? And I'm really loving it. Like, I'm genuinely really enjoying it. And I noticed that I never actually told you guys what the book is about. I've just been talking about it in reference to the movies, and honestly there's a reason, okay? I just don't know how to explain what this book is about. It's a little too complicated, so maybe I leave it towards the end when I'm done with the book, so I know what things to tell, what things not to tell, you know? As of my thoughts right now, I'm just loving the book, okay? The end of part 2 was so good, like had me completely immersed in it, and I felt like I was reading an epic fantasy that is well known for a reason, you know? I was really enjoying that part. And I think before that part came, I felt like the plot was a little, you know, maybe too dragged out, or maybe things were a little too detailed. It could also be possible that I've seen the movies before reading the book, and obviously the movies are not as detailed, they're just taking up the main parts. So maybe because I've seen the movies before, I'm finding the book and some parts of it very detailed, too much detailed. But I think that's the beauty of this book, in just details, you know? I mean, there's a flow to the plot, and that flow is not getting obstructed, or that flow doesn't feel like it's, you know, not flowing because the author is too busy giving a lot of details. Like, none of that is happening. It's a great experience reading this book. I think if you're I don't know what you call it, I think a visual thinker, when you're reading a book and you're able to imagine the things in your, you know, the places and how the, you know what I mean, like you can see a picture in your brain, then this book is definitely going to be amazing for you, because literally the picture it draws you with its word is just, it's a great experience, okay? I'm really enjoying it. And I know that the second book in this series, Dune Messiah, is kind of like a romance plot, and I'm really dying to read that, honestly, because there were literally just one scene that I read just now, which was a little bit romancy, obviously between Paul Atreides and Chani. In case you don't know, Paul Atreides is the main protagonist of this book, and he's kind of like the prophet, the Messiah, whatever, that the people of Arrakis, they're called Fremen. That is, for them, it's like he's our legend. He's gonna help us make this desert planet into a paradise. He's gonna help us. And yeah, I think I'm gonna give more details at the end, because I need to structure in my mind what I'm gonna say for it to make sense. And right now it's not structured because it's 1 o'clock in the night. So yes, when I finish this book, I'm definitely gonna explain the plot, not explain the plot, but explain the blurb and why you should read it a bit better, you know. So yeah, I'm going to read more of this. I have around, I think, 150 to 200 pages because the end of the book is mostly just appendix and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm definitely going to finish this soon, and I think the next time I talk to you is going to be when I'm done with this. So yeah.